And of course in all of the usual places you listen to Pure West Radio, and it's great to have you with us tonight. And on the way, we will start by looking back on yet another thrilling weekend of cricket in Pembrokeshire. In Division 1, it's all set up now for a grandstand finale over the bank holiday weekend as Carew thrashed Cresselly and Neyland held their nerve to beat Lawrenny off the final ball. This Saturday's match between the top two will be crucial. Who will win the title? We will see if we can find the answer between now and 9. We've got football to cover as well, including a second consecutive league victory for Haverfordwest County, and of course a look ahead to Tuesday night as the Pembrokeshire League season gets going. Plus we'll be joined by Katie Griffiths and Nick Daly, who will join us to preview the annual Helen Griffiths Memorial Cricket Match, which is coming up on Bank Holiday Sunday. And of course one eye on Leicester City against Spurs, which is the match of the day this Monday evening. Great to be with you tonight. Gordon Thomas, welcome back. How are you?
I'm very good, Ben. I'm nice and refreshed after my time in Ibiza, enjoying the sun, some beers and, nice food as well, actually.
Yeah, excellent. The guys in the studio can comment, but from where I'm sitting, Gord, you look quite nicely suntanned, actually. He's got a glow about him. Yeah.
A little bit hot out there.
Good weather?
37 degrees, mate. Yeah, pretty good. Excellent. Like an average afternoon down watching the cricket around Pembrokeshire.
Yeah. Not tonight either, is it? It's chucking it down at the moment, isn't it? Fraser, fresh from steering Llanrhian to a win at the weekend. Well batted.
Yes, refreshingly positive for a Monday, actually, Ben. Had a good week last week. Was down the Liberty, I call it Liberty.com Wednesday. Saw Liam Cullen off the mark for the season. Swansea beating Gillingham in the League Cup, and they backed that up in the league. The winner with Preston Saturday, so happy with that. Friday was down Monkton Lane, the Jubilee Cup, good at Clarkston Road. Good little clash to get the season underway there. Nice minute silence for Brian Hawkins, and as you said, I managed to dredge together slightly dreary 37 on Saturday, but proved a vital one. So yes, our second team hopefully now clear of relegation, and we'll leave our first team to battle out with Daly's boys, who's on in the next segment. So that could get spicy.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff to get through tonight because the football season starts tomorrow in Pembrokeshire, so we'll come to that in part 3, but do get involved. The Premier League season started on Saturday, and as our resident Liverpool fan, Tom, the big question on everyone's lips, Mo Salah's had a haircut, hasn't he?
He has, but he's still scoring though. He's still in the record books.
Yeah, he played very well actually against Ipswich. Three to go down, chaps. What are we thinking? Ipswich, Leicester City, who we're going to beat tonight. Going down with Man City, do we think?
It's not too late to cut Daly off this best list. You can tell him that now.
All right. Listen, let's start with the cricket. And actually, Gordon, we should probably come to you because before you went away, we were talking about who was going to win the Division 1 title. And at that point, neither you or Fraser could see quite rightly beyond Neyland the way it was going.
No, I had a little shock when I was on holiday and checked up on the results on Saturday when they all out for 31 against Tish. I thought, oh my God, the app has gone down. There's something wrong here. It can't be right.
Those cocktails you had.
Yeah, I'm going to stop drinking now. No, sport is a funny old thing, isn't it? Cricket, Neyland cantering away with it, but now Carew are right on their tails, and with Carew beating Cresselly, which I went down and saw a bit of that's really put a cat amongst the pigeons. Are they just 8 points behind Neyland with playing Neyland at Neyland on Saturday? Very important game for Neyland, and Carew got some very useful players, and they'll be up for it.
Well, we'll come to Saturday in just a second and the importance of the bank holiday. And of course, that decision, Fraser and I and Tom touched on that last week, that decision, as Mickey van der Ven goes very close for Tottenham, that decision to play on the bank holiday weekend. But let's just look at what happened at the weekend. So Carew, we ended last week's show, Fraser, saying that Carew needed to beat Cresselly to keep the title race alive. They very much did that, winning by 197 runs. But a word for Neyland, because, yes, it's easy to say they sneaked home by 2 wickets, chasing 190, but actually, given the circumstances, that was a test of nerve, wasn't it, to make sure they got the win as well?
After losing in that fashion the week before it was, and actually went down to the final ball, I believe, Ben Lewis Page, the number 10, the most crucial 15 not out he might ever make in his life. So yeah, you had an occasion there which could have been pivotal either way had Lawrenny gone on and won that, of course, or Neyland eventually getting over the line, Sean Hannon at the other end. But look, it sets up a huge clash on Saturday, and that's what we want. It's a shame, really, that there is that Monday game in that respect, and this wasn't the tail end of the season, because it really would be essentially win or lose. I think Neyland got an 8-point advantage, but if Carew were to win it, still they should be able to negate that 8 points, or the bonus points could well come into it then. But I have to say, I think it's Carew with probably the greater momentum of the two now, and you would never have said that 2-3 weeks ago. They've won well. Gordon pointed out that they were 40-odd for 4 on Saturday, but they went on to make 286, and it wasn't actually a one-man show from anyone. You had James Hinchcliffe 60-odd not out, Tim Hicks in the runs, Brian Hall in the runs, a lot of people chipping in, Nick Davis as well. So if Carew bat first in the form they've been in with the bat on Saturday, it could be very tough for Neyland if they get going. They do not want to leave themselves a big chase, especially what they've gone through in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and the higher order batsmen over the last few weeks haven't been performing. That's a strange one. Nick Koeman had a ton just before I went on holiday. I don't know if he's appeared since. Paul Murray has struggled to get runs for the last 4 or 5 games, and he was on fire at the beginning of the season. It's funny how things change, isn't it? And Neyland will feel the pressure on Saturday, I believe, because Carew will go there with nothing to lose.
There's 2 ways to look at it, though. You are right to say that the Carew momentum, sometimes when you finish a season strong, that's the way to finish, isn't it? And that will take them over the line. But we could also say the reverse to that is that Neyland know how to win these moments.
Of course they do.
And they showed it on Saturday when the pressure was on, the week after that shock defeat. So it's really delicately poised, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
I'd have to say a word for the teams at the bottom as well. Tish beating Neyland, such a tremendous result for them. We wondered, was it a one-off, And there was a time when that crop of Tish players, if they'd beaten Neyland on a Saturday, you do well to get them out the pub for the following Saturday. But in fairness, they backed it up again on Saturday from looking dead and buried.
Exactly.
Survival's in their hands. Haverfordwest also.
They've dug themselves out of it. And now Llangwm
all of a sudden, Llangwm in the bottom.
Narberth.
And Llangwm, when Steve Mills and Inwood got going mid-season, we thought were perfectly safe. But suddenly faced the prospect of going back to Division 2. And that was a team that 2 years ago won the Harrison Allen Bowl. So we are in for a thrilling Saturday and Monday. And you're right, Ben, how that decision to play on Bank Holiday Monday now have an effect now with availability and teams doubling up. Pitches are going to be in trouble. There's rain about all week. If there's rain about Saturday, Sunday, can pitches go back-to-back Saturday, Monday? It is going to be chaos, but glorious chaos from afar.
And looking back on that decision to say let's conclude the season over the August bank holiday, I think it actually, although we spoke about it, I think we had mixed views on the panel. Am I right in saying in the end it was it quite clear, wasn't it? The vote, the numbers weren't particularly tight in the end to put it through.
No, there's one vote in it.
Yeah. Oh, there was one vote in it. Okay, so it was tighter than I remember. Yeah. But it's quite good for Division 1, isn't it? And it's good for Pembrokeshire cricket that we do face this super bank holiday weekend. However, there is the caveat that our team's going to be full strength. I imagine there's some holidays that might have been cancelled.
Yes, I mean I can tell you now from
that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I can tell you from our own selection. Can't say too much because our first place.
His wife don't know yet.
Yeah, no. But a few wives don't know. But we've already had people come forward saying you can play the Saturday, not the Monday, and vice versa. And it's look, I see what you're saying, Ben. It does make for a chaotic, frenzied finish, and it is going to be good in that respect. Teams got to get on with it about it now. We've known the situation for months. We've got to say that as well. But it will be a shame if you have teams missing out on promotion or relegated purely on a lack of availability on that Monday. You don't want to see that. But at the same time, like you said, it's going to be fun and games.
Just looking at the weather forecast, because you said there is rain around. Saturday in Neyland looks pretty good actually at the moment. So it looks quite dry and bright. Monday's the day, I think. Monday's the day that could be challenging.
But don't get me wrong, I think there'll be some teams, if they're safe on the Monday, if there's so much as morning dew on the grass, they'll be down St David's Carnival.
So look, top and bottom, let's just get the permutations then. So Carew have to win, don't they? They have to beat Neyland to take it into Monday. 100%. That's pretty simple. And from Carew's perspective, it's not a bad place to be, is it? They know what they need to do on Saturday. Is there a world then? So would 2 wins? I know the bonus points will come into it as well, but would you say if Carew were to win at Neyland and then win at Lawrenny, and by the way, that's doing it the hard way as well, isn't it? That's not an easy weekend. If they were to win both those games, do you think they'll win the league?
I would say so, yes. It's not a definite, you're right, because it would depend on the winning margin against Neyland. But you think if they were to take 20 points at Neyland, obviously they would, because they couldn't take a maximum of 10 bonus points. It would have to be a very close, almost low-scoring affair for them not to beat Neyland on Saturday and overtake them. But poignant them going to Lawrenny on the final day, of course, it was Lawrenny who hosted Cresselly on the final day back in 2018 and scuppered them winning the title, and they'd led it for so long. So Lawrenny are just so, such a dangerous side and one-off. We said this for so long. They're gearing up to the Harrison Allen final, so they're not going to be messing about
to
either.
Keep their form. They won't be handing anybody any win down there, which Neyland found out on Saturday with the last 4 win.
And they got players playing for Harrison Allen place as well in the final.
Of course they have,
later. So and we should also say we talk about Division 1 then. Division 2, Herbrandston and Burton, congratulations to them. Both already promoted, but 4 points in that race over Saturday and Monday as well. So I think there'll be a few boys being dragged off the aeroplane.
Interesting to note, Burton won't like me saying this, but Herbie have beaten them twice in the league this season.
Right. That's right.
So interesting.
Herbie have done well because they were relegated and they've stuck
done really well.
And from the Neyland perspective, obviously they are also in action against Narberth at home on Monday. So chaps, who's going to win the league?
Oh boy, you're going to do this to me.
I'll stick my guns, and I'm not going to wind up Carew, but I'm going to stick with Neyland.
Mm-hmm. Fraser?
Carew will win the league.
One of the most amazing finishes to a Division 1 season.
Okay, let bygones be bygones. No one mentioned declarations.
Tom?
I want to say Carew, but I'm going to stick with Neyland. I think they're going to creep it.
And whoever wins the league deserves it, so it's going to be a great weekend.
But it's just healthy to see this situation.
Great.
That's my cop-out line. Let's move on.
Cricket's the winner for you, Fraser. I'm going to say Neyland as well. I just think they'll find a way to get over the line, and that experience they've got might just do it. But it's going to be exciting.
As long as they got everybody available.
Yeah. And what's the rules? Just if either of you know, if we do get rain on Monday, how short can a game be?
I believe the spot there. Time span
3 o'clock, is it?
Yeah, you can go up to about 3 o'clock, I believe. Yeah.
And then they decide how many overs they're going to play.
Okay.
Depending on how much time they've lost.
Okay, and a bit of light maybe as the afternoon goes into the evening as well. We could see the title being won in the dark, couldn't we? It could be gloomy in Lawrenny when Carew win the league, perhaps in Fraser's world. Yeah. All right, it's going to be exciting. I'm sure we'll talk more about that before the end of the show. Any comments on the cricket, leave them for us as well. We should say we had a cup final, didn't we, over the weekend? That was the Alec Colley Cup. There's a match report on pembrokeshiresport.co.uk. How did that finish, guys?
No surprises, really. Was it